Good morning, friends, followers, subscribers, my army of Trevorites and cultists, and those of you who watch me on Instagram. Thank you very much. Yes, people. Wow. So it's Saturday morning. My son's about to go out and play golf, so I'm going to be chilling here for a while. I've got a few calls to make, a few emails to do, and once a big thank you to you who keep sending me messages. There's loads happening at the minute, and this just goes, what's happening now in society? I mean, it's a mess, isn't it? I mean, everyone that's mentally psychotic seems to be causing all this shite, don't they? They really do. Yeah. Well, yesterday I said something in my video, which was a fact, and I had a few messages about it from retired matrons and nurses who are shamed. They said, Trevor, when she worked in the NHS, or he worked in the NHS, it was a different ball game. People had pride in their job. It was just wonderful. And now it feels like it's falling apart. And the story in today's paper again about that retired nurse. She worked for the NHS for 3 decades. And then when she needed them, well, they killed her, didn't they? They did. Imagine mixing up notes with a 90-year-old man saying, do not resuscitate. I mean, the unprofessionalism and the sheer magnitude of disgusting behaviour, it's just shocking. There's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for that. The family must be going through hell right now. The people involved need struck off. They really do. Need struck off, never to be anywhere near people again. Not people, but they shouldn't be able to go anywhere near those that need help again. The sheer lack of responsibility is, what's happened, people. Yes. And the police now, the Metropolitan Police, are now being investigated. Do you remember this? It was all over the media. A man threatening to be arrested for being Jewish near a pro-Palestinian march. Where have we fallen? Like, the Metropolitan Police are they're like a new version of the Gestapo. Their behaviour and their conduct is shameful. It's shameful. And you can say, well, Trevor, it's not even an isolated incident. I remember a couple of years ago, veterans going down, flying our own flags, was being classed as far right by the Metropolitan Police. Wanting to protect the monuments, wanting to protect what's classed as far right behaviour by the police. And this is what's happened. I did a post this morning about Israel on Instagram. And the fact is this. The West has become a safe haven. It's become a safe haven for anyone on the planet escaping persecution and war and famine and whatever. They're escaping something. And they come to the West. And they settle. They settle in their communities. And then they go around preaching the same nonsense which they escaped from. They escaped that to come here. They escaped it. They've left a place where women must be covered up. A place where adultery is stoned to death. A place where if you steal something, get your hand cut off. It's a place where no education. So all these individuals have escaped that, and they've come to the West for a better life. They now have jobs. They can drive a car. They have their own home. They have food in the fridge. They've got fridge. They've got beautiful homes now. They've got everything that they've always dreamed of. And then they start preaching the hatred that they left behind. And what's happened is a lot of those people escaping persecution from a religion or a cult or whatever it may be, or a lifestyle, have entered into the NHS. They've got jobs there. They work in the fire service. They work in the police. They work in politics. And now they're trying to suppress the ones in the West that give them this safe sanctuary. And it's shocking. Honestly, it's shocking. And the amount of people coming out with that stupid poem, from the sea to the river we will be free. If you look at that poem and you look at that saying we need to cleanse all those that live in between that. It's just shocking. It's shocking behaviour. It's shocking. There we go. What else? Now, I did say yesterday, about Britain's strictest head teacher who won her High Court case to stop people from stopping education every couple of hours to pray. Well, she's turned into the biggest attention seeker because she's brought that into schools and won that, but she's now critiquing and having a go at politicians for saying, well done. Suella Braverman, better not you. I do not stand with Suella Braverman. She's using what I did as politics. Well, it is politics. That teacher, by stopping that, brought religion and politics into school, and now she's having a go at people for speaking about it. What's the point, eh? Double standards for that head teacher, isn't it? Massive double standards. Yeah. I want to say a big congratulations this morning to the internet hacker who took over Americana Riviera Orchard website and for quite a few hours put up stuff about the Princess of Wales, which happened to bring in thousands and thousands of pounds in donations to the Princess of Wales. So well done to the hacker. I don't condone hacking, it's awful, but you know what I mean? When it's for a good cause, I suppose. But at the same time, you're having people steal food out of shopping centres and give it to food banks. Never condone that type of stuff. They condone it. Don't steal. There's no need to steal. You shouldn't steal from shops. Ask the shops about produce that's not being sold, and they can actually give you the food rather than go in and steal it. It makes sense. Right. This bit's quite annoying, actually. Do you remember for the last couple of months we've been hearing about Jerry Halliwell and Christian Horner, who works for Red Bull? He's a director at Red Bull, and yeah, an email was sent out. The email went to court. It didn't go to court. Remember all the nonsense, and she felt embarrassed about it? Well, she wasn't that embarrassed, was she? Because it looks like Christian Horner and Jerry Halliwell are in talks with Netflix to do a fly-on-the-wall documentary about their bullshit. So there we go. Yep. Yeah. See what I mean? It's quite it's like everyone. It's really embarrassing. I don't understand it. Well, we'll give you 10 grand for it. 10 grand for what? Just to talk about it. Make it 20. Make it. Money buys everything. It also buys shame, doesn't it? It seems that way. It's coming across that way massively. Right. Now this story, I spoke this morning about it with Gwen, and Gwen got really annoyed about me talking about it. She said it's nonsense. Well, listen to this. This morning, the controversy programme, we had Philly and Holly's scandal, didn't we? Of course we did. We had the scandal on there. They got replaced, didn't they? They've been replaced. I preferred Declan Donnelly, not Declan. Declan, your man, what do you call him? Him from the X Factor. McDermott, Declan, I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyway, right now it's going a bit tits up, isn't it? On this morning, because a sex therapist that they brought on as a guest is now being sued for rape. He's being sued for that. I have to mention, it's in the paper. I know this word may bring in loads of controversy from the YouTube Human Reviewer and all the thing, but I'm talking about a story in today's paper. Well, this is what he did. Now, I have to look at his clients. I have to look at the mental situation of what his clients was in, because this is a sex therapist who said to individuals, my penis is a laser beam and it can cure your trauma. It can cure your RAPE trauma. It can cure it. Just come here, set yourself on here. I mean, what type of clients did he have? Were they completely broken that they didn't understand? I mean, why would you believe such nonsense, such ludicrousy? But she did. She believed it. I would charge both of them. I'm charging you. You're going to jail for 4 years for what you did to this lady. And I'm sectioning you for believing that nonsense. What is going on in your head? It just doesn't make sense. But that's where we are in society. People believe the most ridiculous nonsense. And it's really, really weird. It really is. Right, before I go, I'm going to say thank you to all of you who've come across to Instagram. Thank you very much. We have over 63,000 of you over there now, which is absolutely amazing. Only 220 of you have subscribed though, which is a bit strange, but there we go. And I'm having emails and messages from people telling me that Instagram have put them on a waiting list to subscribe, which I don't understand. That doesn't make sense, but hopefully it will improve and you can get a chance to. But yeah, and I'm loving the private chats in there. The subscribers on Instagram, we have a private chat channel, and you know what? You can say what you want. You're not vetted. You can have an opinion. You can say whatever the hell you want about me, about other people. It stays in the chat. Unless you bring it out the chat. But for me, it stays there. It's comfort. It's great. Thanks for being part of it. And keep leaving your reviews on Amazon, please. Anyway, what am I doing today? I just said my son's away to play golf very shortly with his friends at the driving range. He loves it, so he's not in the house, he's outside, he's not playing computer games, is he? You can't moan about that. And last night we went to Ipswich Town to the training ground, and he played really well. It was really good. Yeah, he's a centre back, defender, but yet he was getting through balls. He scored 4 goals. I'm really, really pleased. I know it's only training and it doesn't mean much, but for me, you know what? It's always good to see someone that you love do really, really well. Anyway, listen, I've decided that next Thursday, which is Anzac Day, I will be in London at the Cenotaph. Yes, I'll be there. Yeah. I worked with Australians back in Iraq during the Gulf War, 2003. And I've worked with Australians in Baghdad. So, you know what I mean? Professional soldiers. And I have a friend who was in the British Army, who went to the Australian... Well, I know several people that went to the Australian Defence Force. You know, one of them in particular did selection and joined the Australian Special Air Service. He's a decent guy. And yeah, I'll be going down to pay my respects anyway. Anyway, listen, thanks for your support, people. Have a wonderful day. Mum, I know you're watching. I hope you're feeling well today. I'll give you a ring shortly. Take care, people. Stay safe.